Right. All right. Get paid for bad credit. Today we're going to go over how to get paid for bad credit, how to turn your bad credit to cash. That's what we're about to go over. How to turn your bad credit into cash. Now, some people like, hey, ChatGPT, how do I turn my bad credit into cash? And then ChatGPT will give you a response like this: you cannot turn your bad credit into cash. It's impossible. Well, that's because you can't Google what I teach. You can't Google the information that's in this guide that I'm about to share with you right now. It really breaks down the steps on how to turn your bad credit into cash. Let's get into it. You got to know how to ask the right questions.
I'm
And
ready
then,
when you are. Lay it on me. And let's see how this guy breaks it down.
oh wow, that's Google listening to everything. Anyways, let's jump right into it. So first things first, 15 USC 1681O is the section of the Fair Credit Reporting Act that establishes civil liability for negligent noncompliance, and it allows consumers to sue consumer reporting agencies or entities like banks, employers, and furnishers that are negligent in failing to meet the legal requirements of the Fair Credit Reporting Act. The other part of the Fair Credit Reporting Act is 15 USC 1681N. And as you can see, it's a key provision of the Fair Credit Reporting Act, FCRA, that establishes civil liability for companies and individuals who willfully violate the law. It gives consumers a private right of action to sue entities that intentionally or recklessly fail to comply with the Fair Credit Reporting Act's requirements. Requirements, that's a major key. So let's get into it. Bad credit to cash. Let's get into it. Bring this to the front. Bad credit to cash. How to get paid from bad credit. This book is dedicated to everyone who's ever been denied, overlooked, or underestimated because of a credit score. This is your comeback. So the first thing you want to do, you want to pull your credit report. That's the first thing you want to do. So we're going to go through the blueprint. So the first thing you want to do is pull your credit report, and you start here. Before you can fix anything, challenge anything, or get paid for anything, you need all three of your credit reports. Not Credit Karma, not a free app, not a partial report. You need the full detailed lender grade reports that show every account, every balance, every date, and every error. And you use this link to pull your complete credit report right here. This is the link. It's all in the book. So all you do when you buy the book, you just follow the steps. Click this link. Once you download your reports, save them as PDFs. Label them clearly Experian, Equifax, TransUnion. Keep them in a folder for your dispute packet. You can have a physical folder, but I recommend just creating a folder on your laptop or on your tablet. Do not highlight or edit the reports. You'll use these reports to identify errors, build your dispute letters, and submit everything to lawyers for review. And here's the biggest one: lawyers are included in this ebook. The first step is downloading your credit report, and that's what this link is right here for. So let's carry on. Now you want to understand your credit report. Before you can fix your credit, you need to understand how credit works. Your credit report is a living document and constantly updated file that lenders use to judge your risk, your habits, and your financial behavior. Credit bureaus collect and store your credit information in your profile for future reference. Your credit score is based on 5 major factors. How many? 5 major factors. First is your payment history, the credit utilization, age of credit, types of accounts, and your inquiries. So you can see inquiries is a low impact, but your payment history, that's the high impact. That's 35% of your credit score is your payment history. And your personal credit score can range between 300 being the lowest and 850. I actually had a 430 credit score. I'm now at an 827 credit score. So for the people that ask, well, how are you qualified to even write a book and what do you know about credit? See, this is everything I actually know about credit because I messed up my credit before. I had the bottom of the bottom. I was the type to go to the car lot, and when they ran my credit, they said, "Oh, you qualify for this section of the car lot," and it'd be like 5 cars that I could pick. Nothing that I came in to look at, nothing that I seen on the internet, but it was 5 hoopties that I could pick from. I hated it, made me feel mad, and I had to put a high down payment. You know what happened when you fix your credit? You get zero down payment. You don't got to use the banks that are at the dealership. You go to a credit union. That's what happened when you fix your credit and it jump back up to the 700 club. And then when you do everything that's in this guide, you can potentially jump up to the 800 club like me. So let's get into it. The Fair Credit Reporting Act Goldmine. Hidden violations that pay you. So before we get into this, you see this lady right here? She's just like an everyday citizen trying to fix her credit. Credit bureaus are leaving more mistakes on frustrated consumer reports under Trump's CFPB. It really don't matter if Donald Trump the president or whoever is the president. The credit bureau's been doing this under whatever president. They always do have errors and they always make mistakes, and yeah, that's why I wrote the book Bad Credit to Cash, so you can know what to look for. So this lady, her name Rebecca Shepard, she an accountant. Her credit score plunged roughly 85 points because of a $240,000 student loan debt that she doesn't even owe. She repeatedly asked the nation's big 3 credit reporting companies to correct the mistake, submitting documentation showing the debt belonged to who? Her ex-husband. Didn't even belong with her. Even the loan's account manager confirmed she wasn't responsible. Still, the credit bureaus refused to remove it, jeopardizing her plans to move with her disabled father into a more accessible home. There's no way in the world I could qualify for the purchase, she said. She's trying to help her family out, but she got a student loan debt that doesn't even belong to her. That's a violation in itself. So let's get back into it. So these are the violations that pay you. This is where your comeback begins. 10 major violations that banks and credit bureaus commit every day. These violations hurt your score, but they also create legal leverage. Here are examples. Here are examples. Number 1, paid or settled account still shows a balance. A paid or settled account should report a zero balance. It shouldn't even report a balance. It should say zero balance. That's the first one. 1099-C debt still reporting a balance. When a creditor issues you a 1099-C form, they have discharged the debt. It should report a zero balance. Duplicate accounts. That's when 2 accounts are reporting and they're the same. Debt buyer plus original creditor both reporting. So Let's say you had an account that you paid off, well, you didn't pay off, and it's written off as a charge off. Then a debt collection company buys the debt, and now they're saying, hey, you owe us the money, and they're reporting the debt, and the original creditor reporting the debt. That's a violation. You're reporting the debt. That's a violation. You can't have that reporting. Unknown or identity theft accounts. Hmm. Yeah. ID theft accounts. So, case in point, let's say, for instance, you check your credit report and you see a payday loan on your account saying that you owed it. But it's only one problem. You never get payday loans. So why is it on your account? You write your letter to the credit bureau, let them know, hey, this is not mine. I don't know how it got on there. You do a FTC report from ftc.gov. That's your also known as your police report at the federal level. That's how you do it. And then you mail it in. They don't remove it. They say, oh, it's verified. That's a violation. And the lawyers in this book will love to get that packet and sue on your behalf, as long as everything look right in the packet. Short sale reported as foreclosure. See, it's a lot of foreclosures going on right now. It's a lot of short sales going right now due to the state of the economy. And sometimes people work a deal with the banks to where they can do a short sale. And once they do the short sale, sometimes it gets reported as a foreclosure. That's a violation. Bankruptcy accounts still showing balances. That's a big one, especially right now due to the state of the economy. A lot of people filing bankruptcy left and right. Bills pile high and they like, hey, I can't pay anything no more. I need to protect myself, so I'm going to file bankruptcy to protect myself. If your bankruptcy account's still showing balances, that's a violation. The lawyers that's included in this book would love to talk to you. Accounts older than 7 years still reporting. Now you heard the saying, "Oh, I'll just wait 7 years. I don't want to fix my credit right now. I'll just wait till it fall off." Well, sometimes they don't fall off. You write a letter to the credit bureaus, and they just do nothing. They're like, "Oh yeah, it's verified." That's a violation. If it don't come off after 7 years, still reporting, that's a violation. The lawyers in this book would love to contact you. The lawyers work in all 50 states. Mixed files. Mixed files. That's similar to what happened in the previous story that I read to you, and also where you see mixed files, you'll have maybe a senior and a junior. So it might be Bob Senior and Bob Junior. Well, Bob Senior go pulls his credit and he might see that he's late on a credit card, but it's only one problem. He doesn't owe any credit cards because he only uses his credit cards for emergencies. And then he sees a name on his credit report. It say Bob Jr. And he like, wait a minute. Then he see an address on his credit report. It's Bob Jr.'s address. See, all those is violations. That's a mixed credit file because it mixed Bob Jr. up with Bob Sr. He write the letter, let him know, hey, I'm Bob Sr. I'm not Bob Jr. That's not my account. You got me mixed up with somebody else. Remove that information, correct it. If they don't remove it, that's a violation. Or case in point, you're married. Now you about to get a divorce. Ex-husband still has something reporting on your credit report. Well, that's your ex-husband's debt. It never was your debt. You never even co-signed for your ex-husband, but it just showed up on your account. You wrote the credit bureaus, they refused to remove it. That's a violation. Authorized user reporting full activity. authorized user reporting full activity. Each of these violations can lead to deletions, score increases, legal damages, and cash settlements. People often receive how much? $1,000 to $45,000 in damages when violations are confirmed. There was actually a case involving a Fair Credit Reporting Act violation. A lady was rewarded $18 million. Mm, mm. So now we get to the next part. You know how to pull your credit report. You know what to look for violations. So now you got to submit your letters and credit reports to a lawyer. And what does it say right here? Once your dispute letters and credit reports are ready, submit them to a legal team that specializes in FCRA violations. Submit your documents where? You submit it right here. I made it so simple and easy for everybody. You just submit it right here. It's just click and do. This step is crucial because lawyers can force credit bureaus to correct errors. Lawyers can pursue damages on your behalf. Lawyers know how to escalate violations. Lawyers can secure compensation you cannot get alone. Your uploaded documents explain clients can receive $1,000 to $2,500 in damages. This is where bad credit becomes what? Cash. Cash. And that's just the minimum. You can get more than that. And then your comeback starts when? It starts right now. Because success loves speed. And that's how come Bad Credit to Cash was created. And you can get it at www.goodcreditcheatcode.com. That's www.goodcreditcheatcode.com. Bad Credit to Cash. The Chapter 2 talks about the Fair Credit Reporting Act goldmine, hidden violations that pay you. Most people think bad credit is just the result of poor financial decisions, but the truth is far more powerful. A huge percentage of credit damage comes from reporting errors, not your behavior. 1 in 5 people find errors in their credit report. That's a fact straight from the Good Credit Cheat Code book. That's the first book that I wrote. And those errors aren't small. They can cost you higher interest rates, loan denials, missed opportunities, and thousands of dollars in extra payments. So if you got bad credit like I used to have a 430 credit score, had to put like between $1,000 to $2,000 down just to get a used car, and I had like an 18% interest rate. One time I even had a 23% interest rate, but I didn't care. As long as they gave me a $300 a month car note that I could afford, I was still driving every day, praying that it didn't break. Because why? I didn't have no money to pay for no car to fix the car. I didn't have, I had bad credit, so I couldn't finance to get the car fixed. But once I fixed my credit, now my interest rate 4.9% on my car. Loan denials, I ain't got to worry about that no more. I got an 827 credit score. Missed opportunities, if I want to buy a business that's already operating instead of starting the business from the ground up, hoping I get customers, I can buy one that already got customers and don't got to miss the opportunity when it's presented to me. Again, that's why I wrote Bad Credit to Cash. So you don't have to go through this because I already went through it. It sucks. It don't feel good. And this is the solution to help move your life forward. So let's get to the part that most people never learn. Those same errors are violations of federal law, and violations can get you what? Paid. Under the Fair Credit Reporting Act, credit bureaus and lenders must report accurate, verifiable, and timely information. When they fail, you gain leverage. You gain what? You gain leverage. When they break the rules, you gain power. And when they violate your rights, you may qualify for compensation. Top 10 violations that appear in millions of credit reports. These are the exact violations lawyers look for when reviewing your dispute packets. When reviewing your dispute packets. So let's go to it more deeper. Paid or settled account still shows a balance. This is one of the most common and most damaging violations. A paid or settled account should report a zero balance. When a balance remains after payment, your utilization stays high, your score stays low. You look riskier to lenders. The real world impact, this can cost $31,000 to $35,000 in extra to lenders. The real world impact, this can cost $31,000 to $35,000 in extra mortgage interest. The required documentation is a settlement letter, payment confirmation, and bank statements. That's how you prove that you paid or settled account that still shows a balance. That's the documentation you need to show that it was settled. And that's what you send to the lawyer. The 1099-C debt still reporting a balance. As I mentioned earlier, when a creditor issues a 1099-C, the debt is legally discharged. When a creditor issues a 1099-C, they have discharged a debt and it should report as a zero balance. If the balance still appears, that's a violation. The real world impact, you get taxed on forgiven debt and still look like you owe it. That's double punishment. The required documentation that you need to submit to the lawyers that's included in this book is a copy of the 1099-C. The next violation, duplicate accounts reporting. This happens when the same debt appears twice. Accounts can only appear on your credit report one time. The real world impact, double utilization, double derogatories, double score damage. So double utilization is meaning that you instead of saying, "Oh, I got a $5,000 credit report, $5,000 credit card," now it's reporting that you got two $5,000 credit cards that are messed up. That's the double utilization, and that's double the derogatories because it's reporting not once but twice, and that does double damage to your score, making it go low. Like I used to have a 430 credit score. A 430 credit score, but it can get you higher. The required documentation that you need is copy of all disputes requesting deletion. That's what you put in the packet to submit to the lawyers. That's included in this book. And yes, it works in all 50 states. The next violation is the debt buyer plus original creditor both reporting a balance. Now, this is a major violation. The debt buyer can begin reporting a balance, but the original creditor must stop. If both show a balance, your debt appears to be doubled. The real world impact, higher debt to income ratio, lower approval odds, and score suppression. Number 5, unknown account / identity theft account. If you don't recognize an account on your credit report, it may be identity theft, a mixed file, or a reporting error. If you have an account on your credit report that you don't recognize, it could be identity theft or someone else's account. The required documentation, you need the dispute letter and you need the FTC identity theft affidavit. That's what you send to the lawyers. And then they review everything. Everything looks good and accepted. Then they sue on your behalf. And these lawyers are included in the book. And it works in all 50 states. All 50 states. So you don't have to be on Google for hours and saying, hey, can you represent me? I have a Fair Credit Reporting Act violation. And then they say, oh, no, we took enough clients. Sorry. But you can go to the state website, Bar Association, and you can call the people from that list. And now you done called 150 lawyers, and some of the numbers work, some of the numbers don't work, but you still didn't get a lawyer to represent you. We moved all that out the way and put the lawyers right in this book. So all you gotta do is click, upload, and do. That's it. It's easy. It's simple. If you can scroll on TikTok, you can turn bad credit to cash. If you can use Facebook, you can turn bad credit to cash. If you can use Instagram, you can turn bad credit to cash. If you can be on YouTube, you can turn bad credit to cash. If you can watch Netflix, you can turn bad credit to cash. If you have a cell phone, you can turn bad credit to cash with this book called Bad Credit to Cash. You get it at www.goodcreditcheatcode.com. Now, number 6 violation is a short sale reported as a foreclosure. Because a lot of people getting foreclosures now because, well, they can't afford the house no more. And some of them do a short sale. And then the short sale is reported as a foreclosure. That's a severe misreporting error. So after a short sale, the mortgage account should report as short sale and not as foreclosure. The real world impact, a foreclosure can drop your score 100 points, 100 plus points, and block you from refinancing or buying another home. Number 7, bankruptcy accounts still showing balances. Once a debt is discharged in bankruptcy, the balance must be zero. After bankruptcy discharge, accounts should have a zero balance. The required documentation, you need your bankruptcy discharge papers. So if you go through a bankruptcy, make sure you keep that in a safe place. Put it in an envelope, write bankruptcy papers in a big black marker so you can see it and you know where it's at. And then once you get this book, Bad Credits to Cash, it's an ebook. So you're going to get it. As soon as you buy it, you got it. You can take those bankruptcy discharge papers and use it with this book so you can turn bad credit to cash. Accounts older than 7 years still reporting. Negative accounts must be removed after 7 years. If they remain, that's a violation. Write those letters, submit the lawyer package to the lawyers that's included in this book, Bad Credit to Cash. That's bad credit, the number 2, cash. Mixed file. Someone else's information on your report. This happens often with juniors and senior and common last names. If your name is Jeff Smith and there's a Bob Smith, well, now Bob Smith's stuff can get on Jeff Smith's credit report, and that's a mixed file because it's similar last names. Sometimes it happens with similar social security numbers. Only your information should be on your credit report, not no one else's. Mixed files can destroy your score overnight, very fast. So if you see it, document it, write the letter, put it in your lawyer package, and then click on the link in this ebook and send it to the lawyers so they can handle it. They sue for free, no upfront money out of pocket. You don't have to pay no upfront money out of pocket to the lawyers. Number 10, authorized user reporting full activity. If you're an authorized user, only the account's positive history should report, not the primary user's late payments. Only your activities should report on your credit report. If their late payments appear on your credit report, that's a violation. Why these violations matter. These violations are not just mistakes, they are legal leverage. You can receive $1,000 to $45,000 or more in damages. And that's just the beginning. Some cases settle far more dependent on the damage caused. This chapter is the foundation of your comeback. Once you know what to look for, you can build a clean dispute packet, submit it to the lawyers, get errors removed, potentially receive compensation, rebuild your credit faster. Not slower, but what? Faster. Because what? Information changes situations. And that's what bad credit to cash is designed to do. Put the information, the blueprint, the tools, and the lawyers in your hand so you can move forward towards your goal. You're not just fixing your credit, you're reclaiming your power. So, chapter 3, this is building a litigation ready dispute packet, building that lawyer packet. Fixing your credit isn't just about sending letters, it's about sending the right letters, the right documentation in a format that lawyers can use to fight for you. To what? So they can fight for you. A sloppy dispute letter gets ignored. A complete dispute package gets results. When sending a dispute letter, the following items are required for litigation ready files. This chapter walks you through exactly how to build that packet. So, what your dispute packet must include is this: your uploaded documents list the required items, full name, your full social security number, your date of birth, address, and the account at issue and the error. These are non negotiable. If any of these are missing, your dispute is not litigation ready. Your packet must include, I'm going to say it again, your full legal name, full social security number, date of birth, current mailing address, the exact account you are disputing, the specific error being reported, documentation proving the error if applicable. This is the foundation of your dispute packet. And if you forget, all you gotta do is go back earlier in the book so you can know how to read the account that you're disputing, the specific error being reported, and the documentation proving the error. Because part of that documentation is the credit report that you pulled earlier when you clicked on the link inside the ebook. We make it so easy for you. It's wild. Now, the foundation of your dispute. That's the foundation of your dispute. Now, what not to say in your letters. You don't want to be emotional or aggressive language. Refrain from using language such as, "You're violating my rights," "I am angry," or "This is an outrage." Letters containing this language cannot be used in litigation. This is critical. If you use emotional or threatening language, your letters become invalid. Lawyers cannot use it. You must start over, and you're going to lose time. And you can't lose time. So you can get money back, but you can't get time back. That's what this guide is about, to help you save time, and you don't want to weaken your case. Your letters must be professional, neutral, factual, and specific. No emotion, no threats, no accusations. And we actually go over in the book what to say. Oh my gosh, we think of everything. How to write it. Oh my gosh. So you don't even got to figure out how to write it. You just, again, look and do. That's it. How to describe the error correctly. Your uploaded documents for the best results, be specific with the type of error. This means don't say, "Please fix this account." Do say, "This account is reporting a balance after being settled in full. Please update the account to reflect the zero balance." The more specific you are, the stronger your dispute. See how short and sweet that is? It gets straight to the point. It says the what, the why, and what you want them to do. Documentation required for each violation. Fair Credit Reporting Act materials list the exact documents needed for each type of error. Here are examples: paid, settled account still showing a balance, settlement letter, payment confirmation, bank statements showing payments, and the letter and a copy of your credit report. 1099-C, debt still reporting a balance, you need a 1099-C, copy of the credit report and the letter. Duplicate accounts, copies of all disputes asking to delete one of the accounts, credit report and the letter. And the list goes on and on. How to format your dispute letters. Your letters should follow this structure: your personal information, name, address, date of birth, social security number, your full social security number, the account you are disputing, furnisher name, account number, balance or status being reported, the specific error. Use the exact language from earlier. For example, a paid or settled account should report a zero balance. That's an example of a specific error. Your request. State clearly what you want corrected. Attach the documentation. List what you included. And where do you send your disputes after you wrote everything? Experian, P.O. Box 4500, Allen, Texas 75013. See, we even give you where to send these disputes once you write the dispute letters. Equifax Information Services LLC, P.O. Box 740256, Atlanta, Georgia 30374. TransUnion Consumer Solutions, P.O. Box 2000, Chester, Pennsylvania 19016. Send all letters via certified mail so you have proof of delivery. Now, after you build the packet, you want to submit it to the lawyers. Once your dispute letters and credit reports are complete, you submit them here, right here. We even got the little hand pointing at it, and you just click on the link and you submit all the letters and documents here. And then you can receive $1,000 to $45,000 in damages or more. After you submit it, the lawyers will review your packet, identify violations, pursue compensation, force corrections, hold credit bureaus responsible. After you send your disputes, the 30-day rule. This is one of the most important parts of the entire process. Your dispute triggers a legal countdown. Wait 30 days for the credit bureaus to respond, and then move forward to submit the packet to the lawyers. That's how you do it, because they're going to send you a copy of your credit report, and then that's how you look at it and say, okay, did they remove it? Yes. Then you're done. You achieved what you want. They removed it. Your credit score went up a little bit. Now, if they didn't remove it, submit it to the lawyers. Click on the link that's right in this ebook, and the lawyer's gonna get on it. Submit the whole package. Now you rocking and rolling, moving forward. Now, after you do all that, you got to get to the part where it's cleaning up your credit report. You want to clean up your credit report. So you want to correct your personal information and prepare your file for maximum results. And before you can rebuild your credit or get paid for FCRA violations, you need to clean up the foundation of your credit report. Most people skip this step, and that's why their disputes fail or their results come back verified. Remove any misspelled names or extra names. Remove any old addresses. Incorrect personal information creates confusion in your file, makes verification easier for the bureaus, and can even cause mixed file errors. Cleaning up your personal information strengthens your disputes and increases your chances of deletions. And this chapter walks you through the exact steps. You want to remove any incorrect names your credit report may show, misspelled versions of your names, old married or maiden names, middle names you never use, multiple variations of your identity. These errors weaken your dispute process because they make it easier for the bureaus to verify accounts that may not belong to you. How to fix this? Call these bureau directly and request removal of misspelled names, old names. Names do not belong to you. This step alone can eliminate verification matches behind the scenes. Step 2, remove old or incorrect addresses. Correct your employment information. You should only have one job on your credit report. Why? Because multiple jobs can signal instability to lenders and to automated verification systems. You request removal of old employers, incorrect employers, and employers you never worked for. Keep only your current employer listed. Then goes into understanding how bureaus verify information, and that's a big part. The system the credit bureaus use is automated. No people actually opens every letter and read it and do a real report. The system credit bureaus use is automated. It processes dispute letters when they are scanned. This means humans are not reviewing your disputes. A computer system matches your personal information to account data. The cleaner your personal information, the harder it is for the system to verify negative accounts. This is why cleaning your report is essential. Make accounts unverified or inaccurate. You only can remove items from your credit report if they are unverified or inaccurate. Cleaning your personal information helps create mismatches, verification failures, inconsistencies. These mismatches increase the likelihood of deletions. You want to prepare your file for disputes. And then after cleaning, send your disputes. Wait 30 days for the credit bureaus to respond. This is required under the FCRA. Keep the response letter. This is essential evidence for lawyers. Pull a new credit report after 30 days. This shows what changed or what did not change. Keep the new credit report. You will need this for your legal file that you're going to send to the lawyers that's included in this ebook. Add both documents to your lawyer packet. These documents prove what the Bureau investigated, what they corrected, what they failed to correct. This is evidence lawyers use to pursue compensation so they can sue on your behalf. You submit your documentation to the lawyers. Once you have your original dispute letters, your credit bureau response letters, your updated credit reports, submit everything here. Where? You submit it right here. Right here. Make it so easy for you. You don't even gotta type nothing in. You just follow the instructions, click the link, and do it. If you know how to order DoorDash, you can turn bad credit to cash. Step 1, get the ebook at www.goodcreditcheatcode.com. That's step 1. Buy the ebook. Step 2, read it and then do. You don't got to read the whole ebook and then do. You can read it along and then do it. You can read, then do. Step by step. It's so easy. It's so simple. So the summary, we went over how to clean your personal information while old names and addresses hurt disputes, how bureaus verify data, how to prepare a clean, strong credit file, how to follow the 30-day process, what documents to keep, how to prepare everything for the lawyers. For who? For the lawyers. They work in all 50 states. So it don't matter if you're in Florida, it don't matter if you're in Washington, it doesn't matter if you're in Louisiana or if you're in West Virginia. It works in every state. And now you got to rebuild your credit file the right way. So how do you strengthen your profile after cleaning and disputing? You got to rebuild. Step 1, you want to build a perfect payment history. Payment history is the number 1 factor in your credit score. Payment history is a record of on-time, late, and missed payments. It contributes significantly to your score. To rebuild effectively, pay every bill on time. Set up auto pay for minimum payments. Never miss a due date. Keep all accounts in good standing. Even one late payment can slow your process. That's why one of the cheat codes is auto pay, because it automatically comes out of your account every month. So if you forget, it already took the payment and you're safe. Step two, you want to lower your credit utilization. Utilization is the second most important factor in your score. Credit utilization has a big influence on your credit score. To rebuild, keep your utilization under 10% for the best results. Some people say 30% is acceptable, but if you want to get in that 800 club, keep it under 10%. That means only use 10% of your credit cards. Pay balances before the statement date. Spread balances across multiple cards if needed. And I'll teach you a quick hack. What I do is I use my credit card and I don't even touch my debit card. I put everything, all my normal expenses, my fuel when I'm fueling up the car, my groceries, rent, everything I'm paying with the credit card. If I'm buying a new shirt, shoes, if I'm grabbing something to eat from the restaurant, it's all going on the credit card. At the end of the month, that's when I touch my debit card and I pay off the whole thing on my credit card. And that's how you bump up that credit score, because it's showing that you don't have a high utilization because you pay it off every month. So you use it and you pay it off. And that's reporting as an on time payment to all three credit bureaus every month. See, that's a good credit cheat code. You can write that down, stick it on your mirror, stick it on your car. Do it. Do it. And if you don't have enough available credit, adding new accounts will help. Step three, add primary accounts. Primary account is connected strictly to your social security number and your ability to pay the bill. Primary accounts help you build payment history, increase available credit, strengthen your profile, improve your score long term. Recommended primary accounts include major bank credit cards, aka get you a credit card from a credit union. Retail card, like a Target card or a gas card. What I recommend, secure get you a credit card from a credit union. Secured cards if needed. That means if you got $500, you give it to the bank, they put it on a credit card, put your $500 in an account for you, and you use the credit card like normal, pay it off every month. After about 9 to 12 months, they give you your $500 back, and they make your secured credit card that you secured with the $500 is now unsecured. So it's just $500 on the card for you to use, and you got your initial $500 back. And if you save your money, let's say you saved up $5,000, you can get a $5,000 secured credit card and do that as well. 9 to 12 months, they give you your 5,000 back. Now you got an unsecured credit card of $5,000 on your credit card, and that's going to look good because it's a $5,000 credit card. So you can go to other credit unions. When they look at your credit report and they see a $5,000 credit card, they're like, oh, you know what? He already got a $5,000 credit card with the ABC credit union. I'll give him $7,500 credit card. And that's how you grow. That's one of the ways you grow large credit cards, and you get it from other institutions, because they always like to see what the other person did, what the other bank did. Step four, you want to add rent reporting to your credit report. You can get your rent reported to your credit report. It's a powerful score booster. Rent reporting as one of the fastest ways to rebuild credit. If you're a renter, use companies like Rent Reporters and Rental Karma. They backdate your rent by 2 years. So you can get 2 years worth of reporting on your credit report. And another one, Boom Pay. Now, Boom Pay, they report your rent to all three credit bureaus. And you can click right here. Like I said, we make it easy for you. All you gotta do is read it, click, and then do. And with BoomPay, you can report your rent to Experian, Equifax, TransUnion, add up to 24 months of payment history, strengthen your credit profile instantly, boost your score without taking on new debt. This is one of the most effective rebuilding tools available. And it's all right here in the Bad Credit to Cash ebook, available where? At www.goodcreditcheatcode.com. Step 5, add a secured loan if needed. Highly recommended. Use smaller local banks for secured loans or loans such as auto loans. Going back to using your local credit union. Credit unions often offer lower interest rates, easier approval. Your local credit union. Credit unions often offer lower interest rates, easier approvals, more flexible terms, better customer service. A small secured loan, even $300 to $500, can add installment credit, diversify your account mix, and strengthen your score. Because it's good to have a mix of accounts, not just credit cards, but have some credit cards, have your rent reported. You can even get Netflix reported to your credit report. Step 6, you want to remove remaining derogatory marks. And then after 30-day investigation, some items will be deleted, some will be corrected, some may remain. For any remaining negative items, compare your bureau response letter with your updated credit report. Identify what is still inaccurate. These remaining items become part of your lawyer documentation file, and you're going to submit your original dispute letters, the bureau response letters, your updated credit reports. This is how lawyers identify FCRA violations and pursue compensation. And again, those lawyers are included right in this ebook, so you don't got to get on Google or ask ChatGPT to give you a lawyer. You just click on the link and submit your file. That's it. And now you're going to be working with a lawyer. Step 7, keep your profile simple and stable. And it breaks down what we went over. Only have one job on your credit report to show stability. Stability matters. To rebuild effectively, you want to keep one address, keep one employer, avoid unnecessary new accounts, avoid closing old accounts. The cleaner your profile, the faster your score rises. You want to monitor your progress. Every 30 to 60 days, review your credit report, track your utilization, confirm rent reporting is posting, check for new errors, ensure all rebuild accounts are reporting correctly. Consistency is the key to long-term success. Step 9, prepare for funding later in the book. As your score rises and your score profile strengthens, you will be ready for higher limit credit cards, better loan terms, business credit opportunities, lower interest rates. But first, your foundation must be solid. This chapter ensures you're building credit the right way, clean, stable, and strategic. We put the whole strategy right in this book, Bad Credit to Cash. And you get that at www.goodcreditcheatcode.com. So to summarize chapter 5, now we talked about how to rebuild your credit step by step, how to add primary accounts, how to use rent reporting, including BoomPay, how to add installment credit through local credit unions, how to lower utilization, how to maintain a clean, stable profile, and how to prepare for future funding. Now, this chapter transforms your credit from damage to developing, setting you up to turn bad credit into cash flow. Then chapter 6 goes over how to turn your bad credit into cash flow. How Fair Credit Reporting Act violations become leverage, corrections, and compensation. And this goes over everything. How the compensation works, where to submit, When lawyers confirms a violation, they may pursue statutory damages, actual damages, punitive damages. In extreme cases, that's how the lady, she got $18 million in punitive damages. The attorney fees, you don't pay out of pocket. No out of pocket costs for your credit error litigation. This means you don't pay up front, you don't pay hourly, you don't pay retainer fees. The law requires the violating company to pay the legal fees. That's how it's written in the Fair Credit Reporting Act. A lot of people don't know that. That's why we wrote bad credit to cash, so everybody can know how to do it. Because face it, inflation is through the roof. Gas is $8 a gallon in some places already. So everybody needs to know how to get all the money they can get from everywhere they can get it from. You might as well learn how to look at your credit so you can get some money from there. Bad credit to cash, www.goodcreditcheatcode.com. All right, so how this becomes cash flow. When a violation is confirmed, you may receive a settlement check, a direct deposit, a mail payment, a negotiated resolution. This money can be used to pay down credit card balances, lower utilization, add primary accounts, add rent reporting, build savings, invest in your business, strengthen your financial foundation. This is how bad credit becomes cash flow. Not by exploiting the system, but by holding the system accountable. Because information changes situations. Step 6, how this helps your credit score. When violations are corrected, negative accounts are deleted, balances are corrected, duplicate accounts are removed, mixed file data is cleaned, bankruptcy errors are fixed, foreclosure errors are corrected. Your score rises because your utilization drops, your payment history improves, your derogatory remarks decrease, your profile becomes more accurate. This is the fastest, most legitimate way to rebuild. And then step 7, you're going to repeat the whole process. So to conclude, your comeback starts now. Bad credit was never the end of your story, it was the beginning of your reset. The moment you stopped letting the system define you and started learning how to use the system to your advantage. You now learned how to pull your credit, your full credit report, how to clean your personal information, how to identify the most common FCRA violations, how to send professional litigation ready dispute letters, how to wait the required 30 days and document the results, how to pull updated credit reports and compare changes, how to organize your documentation file, how to submit everything to lawyers for review, how violations can lead to compensation, to the money, to the cash, the dineros, the faloops, how to rebuild your credit report the right way, how to turn bad credit into cash flow. You've seen the truth inside. Clients can receive $1,000 to $45,000 in damages or more. You've also seen how simple mistakes, paid accounts, showing balances, duplicate accounts, 1099-C errors, mixed files, bankruptcy errors can become leverage. You've learned how to correct your identity, strengthen your profile, add primary accounts, report your rent, use local credit unions to build installment credit, lower your utilization, build a clean, stable, powerful credit foundation, and most importantly, you now know how to hold the credit system accountable. For years, credit bureaus and lenders have relied on consumers not knowing their rights. They relied on people being too overwhelmed, too confused, or too discouraged to fight back. But now you know better. Now you know better. And that is what this is about. Now you know better. And that's exactly what we wanted to go over today. That's what we wanted to go over today. Now you know better. You got to know how to hold the credit system accountable. And this book wasn't just about credit, it was about control, it was about clarity, it's about confidence, it's about your comeback. And now it's time to take the final step. Once you go through everything, you want to submit your documentation to the lawyers. Right here. This is where you click to submit the documents to the lawyers. This is where your preparation becomes power. This is where your disputes become leverage. This is where your violations become compensation. This is where your comeback becomes. Pull your credit reports if you haven't done it already, right here at this link. This is the first step to anyone starting their journey. And then you want to add rent reporting to boost your score. BoomPay rent reporting reports to all three bureaus. This is one of the fastest way to rebuild your credit the right way. You just click this link right here. It's all in the book. Bad Credit to Cash. You get that at www.goodcreditcheatcode.com. Your story is not defined by your past. Your story is defined by what you do next. And now you have the blueprint. Your comeback starts right now. Not tomorrow, not next week, right now. If you're ready, I'll move into the bonus section, which includes dispute templates, checklists, CFPB complaint scripts, the funding tracker, and credit repair timeline. So this is where you get the dispute letter templates. That's litigation ready. These templates follow all the rules as outlined above in the previous chapters. And this is what a copy of the template will look like. You can see here template for the 1099-C, debt still reporting a balance, incorrect reporting, 1099-C discharge debt still showing a balance, account furnisher name, account number, this account was discharged, and a 1099-C was issued by furnisher, the furnisher name, please update this account accordingly, attach a copy of the 1099-C. Put your name, full name, address, social security number, date of birth, attach your driver's license, social security number, and a copy of a bill so they know who you are and who sent the letter. And then you got the other templates for the other letters all right here. Bankruptcy account still showing a balance, use that template. And so on. 30-day investigation checklist. Use this checklist every time you send disputes. So that way you know what you're doing after sending disputes and before sending disputes. The whole checklist is there. Even got the lawyer submission checklist. Before submitting your file to the lawyers, make sure you have the original dispute letters, certified mail receipts, credit bureau response letters, updated credit reports, proof of errors, settlement letters, 1099-C, etc. Organized folder with all documents, and you can either use your computer, you can create a real folder where you print everything out, but I suggest create you a digital folder on your laptop, or if you're doing it on your phone, or if you're doing it on your tablet, just create a digital folder where you can keep everything there, and then you submit everything right here. Right here, just click on the link. This is a clickable link right in the ebook. That's why we made it an ebook, so you can read what you got to do and then click on what you got to do. Make it so easy for you. You don't even got to think. You just got to read it, do it. Got a CFPB complaint script. Use this only if the bureau fails to respond within 30 days. We got the funding tracker. Use this to track your rebuilding process. Credit score goal 700 plus. Utilization under 10%. Primary accounts 3 to 5. Like one of the accounts is rent. You can get your Netflix reported and so on. Secure credit card. Rent reporting active? Yes or no? Derogatory remarks? Inquiries. You want to have that under 3. So while you're doing this dispute process, don't apply for anything. Credit repair timeline. We got the whole timeline of what you should be doing from week 1 through 2, week 3, week 4 through 8, week 8 plus. You see the last week 8 plus? Submit documentation to lawyers. Again, that's included right in this ebook, Bad Credits to Cash. And where can you get it? www.goodcreditcheatcode.com. These lawyers work for you in all 50 states. No upfront money out of pocket. It's all included in the book. Bad Credits to Cash. Recommended tools. Pull your credit reports. You just click and do. Report your rent to all 3 bureaus. You just click and do right here. Submit your documentation to the lawyers right here. So easy. Bonus section continued. Got a phone script to call the credit bureaus. Credit bureau contact list for easy access. Experian got their phone number and address. Equifax got their phone number and address. TransUnion got their phone number and address. These are the official dispute addresses and the official phone numbers. Documentation folder structure, how to organize your files. A clean file makes your legal review faster and more effective. Create you a folder named Credit Repair Legal Documentation. Inside, it creates these subfolders: original credit reports, personal information cleanup, dispute letters, certified mail receipts, credit bureau response letters. So when the credit bureau sends you back another letter in response to your letter, you keep that on file. Updated credit reports after 30 days, because you're going to pull your credit report again so you can see what changed. Proof of errors, 1099-C, settlement letters, etc. Lawyer submission file. This structure ensures everything is easy to find and ready for submission. And then 11, negative account audit worksheet. Use this worksheet to analyze each negative account and determine whether it qualifies as a violation. We got a credit score growth planner where you can track your progress again month by month. And you can take notes and everything. Rent reporting setup guide, right there. How to set it up. Credit rebuild action plan, giving you a 90-day blueprint. A 90-day blueprint from day 1 all the way to 90. The final action checklist. Before closing the book, you should confirm that you pulled your credit reports, clean personal information, you identified FCRA violations, you sent your dispute letters, you waited 30 days, you saved the bureau response letters, you pulled updated credit reports, you organized your documentation file, you submitted your file to the lawyers, you started rebuilding your credit, you added rent reporting, you added primary accounts, you added a secured loan, you lowered your utilization, and you're monitoring your progress. This checklist ensures you complete the entire system. Bad Credits to Cash is the name of the ebook. You can get it at www.goodcreditcheatcode.com. Your toolkit is complete. You now have templates, scripts, checklists, worksheets, planners, timelines, tools, and links. A full legal ready documentation system. That's Bad Credits to Cash. This is the best thing on the market, the best thing in America. It's complete. You just buy it. The best thing in America. It's complete. You just buy it. Oh, hold on. All right, look like we still connected. Okay, it looks like we still connected. So we break down right here how to get Netflix and your cell phone bill reported to your credit report. Using Experian Boost to add positive payment history instantly. Most people don't realize that everyday bills like Netflix, Hulu, your cell phone bill, and even utilities. I mean, your light bill, your water bill, if you pay for gas, it can help build your credit score. Normally, these counts do not report to the credit bureaus. Bill, if you pay for gas, it can help build your credit score. Normally, these counts do not report to the credit bureaus. They normally only report those if you don't pay them at all. So you want the credit bureaus to know that you pay your stuff every month, so you got to get it reported. That's how you add a new trade line, a primary to your credit report. You might as well add stuff you already pay for. And with Experian Boost, you can add them to your credit report instantly. It shows how important positive payment history is. Payment history is a record of on time, late, and missed payment. It contributes significantly to your score. Experian Boost allows you to turn your everyday bills into credit building tools. What Experian Boost can report. You can add Netflix, Hulu, Disney Plus, HBO Max, Amazon Prime Video, AT&T, Verizon, T-Mobile, Sprint, Cricket, Metro PCS, Boost Mobile utility bills, internet service, cable TV. These accounts become positive payment history on your Experian credit report. By the Boost. Within minutes, your Experian score can increase within minutes. Why this works? Experian Boost adds positive payment history. And how this fits into your rebuild strategy. Experian Boost works perfectly alongside your rent reporting by adding primary accounts and keeping that low utilization. Important note, Experian Boost only affects your Experian credit score, but many lenders use Experian for approval, so the impact is real. So, how to report your electric and gas bill to the credit bureaus. You use this website right here. All you gotta do is click on the link, and that's included right in the book. And that's how you get your electric bill and your gas bill, your water bill, your trash service, if you pay for trash pickup at your house or apartment, your internet service, your mobile phone service, cable TV, some home security services. These accounts become positive trade lines on your credit report. And you just click on the link and set up your account, select the providers you want to report, and that's how you get that done. Monitor your credit report for updates. Within weeks, your utility payments begin showing as positive history. And 35% of your credit score is based on time payments. So the more things you have reported to your credit report that looks good to the bureaus, they love to see that. That gives you a strong credit report and a strong credit score. All of that works together hand in hand. And again, you get that from the Bad Credit to Cash ebook at www.goodcreditcheatcode.com. It fits in the rebuild strategy. And important note, it reports to multiple credit bureaus depending on the service tier you choose. This means your utility payments can impact more than just one score. This is your complete rebuild system. And that is Bad Credit to Cash, the ebook. That's how you turn your bad credit to cash. That's the whole system. It's easy. Bad credit to cash right here. You get this ebook. at www.goodcreditcheatcode.com. Make sure you double like this video, comment on the video that you loved it. Make sure you follow this page. Follow the YouTube page. The YouTube is the link in the bio. It's going to take you straight to the YouTube page. You can follow that page. If you want to rewatch this whole video again, I'm going to repost the whole video on the YouTube page. And I'm going to chop it up in a whole bunch of clips so you guys can get all this information and get the ebook so you can turn your bad credit into cash. Because this is the read the book, then do it. Read the book, then do it. Submit it to the lawyers. That's included in the book. So you don't got to ask Chat GPT or try to Google or ask the other AIs because they don't know none of the information I just told you. They just spew out random information. They can't give you no lawyers. These lawyers already been vetted. I already talked to the lawyers already. Only thing they waiting for is you. And that's how you turn bad credit to cash. Get the ebook Bad Credit to Cash at www.goodcreditcheatcode.com and start moving your life forward. Success, love, speed. And y'all have a good night. Y'all have a good night.